back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. Whiskey and Dior, spend it like they owe me.
My comment section and my DMs have been buzzing because of this particular video. I wasn't expecting it to go viral on TikTok, but if you're part of the people who have been asking me to make a video on how I edited, thank you for appreciating my work. If you are new here, welcome to the party. Stick around and let's dive straight into some juicy stuff. Okay, for this particular project, I use Final Cut Pro. It's a Mac-based video editing software. You can use Premiere Pro or DaVinci to also edit, but I prefer Final Cut for my video edits. These footages were shot on Sony A7 Mark III picture profile S-Log2. So I'll make a video on how I color graded, but for now I'm going to be talking about how I edited the whole timeline. Let's jump straight into it. So in this project, I basically shot everything in 60 frames. So if you look on the timeline, it's actually a very basic timeline. I didn't do too much. I like to do slow-mo and speed ramps. And if you check my footages, I had done most of them in speed ramps. The first video, the first footage has 100% in the beginning and I slowed it to 50%. So let me demonstrate with a footage on how I did this. Because of time, I'd want to just create a new timeline with this particular footage. Say speed. Okay. So to slow this down, I open my speed ramp, which is Command R, and I have it here. You can also click here. Sorry, here, and you see the speed ramp here. You can choose. So with the shortcut, I select a part that I want to cut in. So let's say this part, I want to slow from here. Let me do away with this part. Okay, so from here, I'm rendering a file, so it's a bit heavy. So from here, I want to slow mo this part. So then have it like this, which is Shift B to make a division on my speed ramp. And I reduce. So if I want to increase or reduce, I just do that by clicking down this arrow and choosing what I want to choose. Say 50%, 25, 10, depending on how slow you want the footage to look like. For the purpose of the video, let me make the beginning 100 and the end bit 50. So 50%. So 50%. If you check the footage, it goes from normal speed to slow-mo. You can even go from faster pace to like a slow-mo. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. So here you can see and slow. Now this here you see is the transition of the slow-mo, how long or slow it takes for the footage to transition into the other one. So if you check here, you can see it goes smooth. I can reduce the transition a little bit, and yeah, and you have it very slow. Or I can even change this to like 25%, so we have it more slower. So let's try again and play back. Yeah, so you can see it's a little bit slow. My machine is a bit slow because I'm rendering the projects. But yeah, that is how to make or how to create slow-mos or speed ramps in a timeline. Back to the one we have here, first of all, I cut based on the beats or the soundtrack I have. So I make markings on the sound. So if you watch the footage, I have markings on vantage points where I want to have cuts or where I want to slow So if I play back here, you can see the marking here to transition to the other footage. So let me just play real quick.
Yeah, back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from.
So yeah, basically that's that. When you cut, to me, I feel like when you cut on the beat, it gives you that smooth transition you would want to have. The next footage, I slowed it. If you check the footage now, I slowed it to 25%. So from 200% to 25%, so it will be more slower. I was able to slow the timeline to the soundtrack. It's a bit tricky, but when you do this with practice, you'll be able to get it better. So in the beginning of this particular footage, I slowed down the beginning, because if you watch the timeline, you can see that there is a space that I need to fast forward the footage so that I can have that slow-mo in. So if I play back, you can see it goes from fast to slow depending on what you hear on the soundtrack. So there are subtle beats in the soundtrack that I use to like slow-mo my footage. So you can see here there is a fast, slow, fast. So you can see fast, slow, fast, slow. It's a bit tricky, but with practice you'll be able to like get it better. And yeah, basically that's all I did in this footage. One last thing I would like to talk about is how I exported this particular video, that I'll still have the quality that I shot on or like rendered out on social media. So with Final Cut, there is an option for you to choose for Apple devices. That is what I use. So if I'm exporting my footage, I go share, select. Yeah, so it comes up with this, and I edited the whole project in 1080, 1920, then 24 frames per second. Well, let's go to the settings, and then you can see it's for computer. That is actually what I selected. Or you can choose Apple devices, like I said. Fast pace. Okay, so let's go to a recording format. I choose Apple device. Video codec, I go to H.264 better quality and 1080 1920. And yeah, I export the video. So thank you guys for watching this particular video. If you have any questions or anything I didn't touch on, just leave it in the comments or just DM me. I'll be able to reach out. I'll be making a video on how I color graded this particular project. So whilst you are enjoying this one, hope to see a new one coming up too on color grading. If you have any suggestion on what I need to touch on, or you want to add up to anything that I said, you can still leave it in my comment section. Thank you guys for joining. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.